But let's, of course, start with this big story that we are tracking on Race to Power tonight. Are the global superpowers now preparing for a showdown in Venezuela? The fear is growing as the United States continues to step up economic and military pressure to oust President Nicolas Maduro a day after the United States seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Now, Trump has said that the land strikes on the alleged drug shipments are coming pretty soon. Now, Trump, in fact, told the reporters at the White House that the United States will soon begin strikes to interdict the narcotics shipments making their way from Venezuela to the United States via land routes. Now, the United States is already conducting strikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean.
It has to do with a lot of things. They've treated us badly, and I guess now we're not treating them so good. If you look at the drug traffic by sea is down 92%. And nobody can figure out who the 8% is because I have no idea. Anybody getting involved in that right now is not doing well. And we'll start that on land, too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
Now, the United States has also piled economic pressure on Maduro. It has imposed some fresh sanctions on 3 of his relatives alongside 6 companies shipping the South American country's oil. And amidst heightened tensions, support for Maduro has also poured in from the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, according to the Kremlin, Putin spoke to Maduro over a phone call and has reassured him of Moscow's support for his government. And later, speaking about the phone call, Maduro has described Putin as an elder brother and also as a brave friend. The Venezuelan president said that the 2 leaders spoke at length and Putin has offered some unwavering support to Venezuela.
Among many things, we spoke at length, and he said, "I want to express my admiration for the example of courage shown by the people of Venezuela in the circumstances they have had to face, and I want you to know that we give unwavering support to the Venezuelan process, to President Maduro, and to your efforts to defend your national sovereignty and the peace of the entire South American region."
And Moscow's show of solidarity has come just a day after the U.S. troops seized a Venezuelan oil tanker in the Caribbean Sea. While the White House has said that Trump is not interested in a prolonged war in Venezuela, there could be more action coming. Reports now suggest that Washington has assembled a target list of several more sanctioned tankers for possible seizure. Now, Maduro has been a long-time ally of the Russian President Vladimir Putin. In the month of May this year, he visited Moscow and the 2 countries signed a comprehensive treaty on strategic partnership and cooperation. And over the years, Moscow has stood by Maduro's government in the face of international pressure. Now, with the United States not ruling out a land invasion, the Caribbean is now on a knife's edge. The timing of Moscow's reassurance to Maduro is hard to miss. The region could transform into a new theater of war, with the 2 superpowers now competing to assert their dominance in the region. All right, now joining us on the broadcast, we've got Mr. Diego Sequeira, who's a political analyst, a journalist, and also a columnist, and he works in the independent Mission Verdad outlet. Mr. Sequeira, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Let me actually start in by asking you your views on how things are being perceived in Venezuela ever since the United States of America seized that oil tanker that belonged to Venezuela. What is the mood like out there, and has this now made it abundantly clear as to what the real objective of the Americans is?
It is abundantly clear. It was already abundantly clear with the whole drug trafficking narco state spin. It just shows, I mean, how precisely that previous narrative wore out, and now we have a more direct approach of what they actually are into, what they actually are interested. And also, it ramps up not only on the, let's call it the military front, with the whole ramp up and the kinetic action that might have been happening the last almost 4 months, but also the economic terrorism as a tool for pressure and to force and intensify the psychological pressure inside Venezuela, which I might add, it's not working as they expect.
All right, and also the assurance that is coming from Russia that the Venezuelans will have the Russian back. How reassured are the people of Venezuela, and what difference do you think the Russians now stating that Venezuela will have Russian help makes to this?
Venezuela already has Russian help, and it has, like you already mentioned, a comprehensive agreement. This is one of these manifestations, not only of help and closeness, but also practical support. So in that sense, it's there. And this also in the recent phone call, and not only Putin, but also Mr. Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister's statement, shows that how this support is being expressed publicly.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Sequeira, for joining us from Caracas and getting us those insights there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.